All right, let's dive into the world of Vincent van Gogh. You know him, you love him, or you're about to. The guy behind Starry Night, the Sunflowers. But we're going deeper than just pretty pictures today, right?
Absolutely. Much deeper.
This is about understanding Vincent the man, the struggles, the triumphs, why his work still kind of blows our minds over a century later.
And I think part of that lasting impact is how unusual his path was, even before he got to the art part.
Right, like, wasn't he a total late bloomer? I was reading. He tried all sorts of things before picking up a paintbrush. Preaching, teaching, even art dealing, if you can believe it.
It's true. And honestly, those early years, even the failures, they fed into his art big time. Like that preaching stint that showed him poverty up close, people struggling. It's all over his early paintings, those raw emotions.
Makes you think maybe those detours weren't detours at all, huh? Like they were building up to something.
Exactly. But yeah, even once he did find painting, let's just say he wasn't an instant master, right?
Oh, tell me about it.
Take The Potato Eaters, one of his early pieces. Just a family having dinner, simple subject. But those colors, so dark, almost muddy, those thick brushstrokes. It was jarring for people used to the pretty stuff.
Yeah, a far cry from those swirling colors he's famous for later on. What do you think he was going for there?
To me, it's like he wasn't trying to be pretty, he was trying to be real. He kept saying art had to express what words couldn't. And early on, what he saw was harsh, honest, even if it wasn't, conventionally beautiful.
Pushing boundaries from the get-go. But look, there's this whole other side to Van Gogh we can't shy away from, right? His mental health. I mean, the guy battled depression, anxiety, full-on breakdowns all throughout his life.
It's vital to talk about, but carefully. Back then, mental illness wasn't understood, just stigmatized. It isolated him even more, on top of everything else.
And to think his art became his outlet, right? This way to turn pain into something so powerful and moving.
It was his refuge, absolutely. When words failed, the canvas spoke for him.
Speaking of the art, we've talked early stuff, but when does that explosion of color happen? Those vibrant, almost violent brushstrokes that he's known for. Was it a gradual thing or more like a switch flipped?
Kind of both, honestly. You can see it building in some earlier pieces, but Paris, 1886, that's where it explodes.
Paris, the city of love, lights,
Mhm.
and apparently artistic revelation for Van Gogh. What was in the air there?
Everything was changing in the art world. Impressionism was huge. Monet, Renoir, capturing light, fleeting moments, all that. Van Gogh dove right in, headfirst, even took classes with some of those guys.
Learning from the masters. So did he just like become an impressionist then, or did he take those ideas and make them his own?
He took what he needed, for sure, especially the focus on light, on vibrant colors.
Hmm.
But Van Gogh, he always had to go further. Like, color wasn't just describing stuff, it was the emotion itself.
Which brings us to those brushstrokes, right? The swirling, almost like energy bursting off the canvas. Starry Night, it's not just the sky, it's like his soul up there.
You got it. The way he lays down the paint, those thick yellows, blues, it's energy, movement, almost a feeling of turmoil, right? You're not just seeing the night, you're seeing him seeing the night.
I read he was obsessed with color having meaning, like a whole language of its own. Is that true?
Oh, totally. He wrote about it how each color had a feeling, like yellow, that was joy, sunshine. Blue, it was spiritual, but also melancholy. Green was hope, renewal. He wasn't just picking pretty colors, it was all deliberate. Each choice meant something.
Wow, adds a whole new dimension when you look at it that way. But amidst all this, the art taking off, I mean, life wasn't easy, right? With his mental state, did he have anyone in his corner?
He did, and it's crucial. His brother Theo, that was his rock. More than just family, Theo was his believer, supporter, sometimes even his bankroll.
Yeah, their letters, hundreds of them, right?
Hmm.
What do those tell us about their relationship?
They're amazing, like peeking into their lives. And you see Theo's faith in Vincent, even when Vincent doubted himself, sending money, art supplies, just constant encouragement. Without Theo, I don't know if Vincent makes it, honestly.
It's like Theo was brother, patron, art dealer, therapist, all in one. You wonder if that brilliance happens without him there.
Hard to say, but I think Theo was essential, no question. He gave Vincent space to breathe, to create, while the world was still rejecting him. And Theo kept pushing Vincent's art even after. Well, you know how the story ends, sadly.
Yeah, we can't avoid it. Van Gogh, only 37, dies by suicide. What led to that? It's such a complex, tragic thing.
Yeah, it's tough to untangle, right? There's no single answer. He was battling his demons for so long, and back then, well, mental health care was basically non-existent. Plus the rejection, selling just one painting his whole life. That takes a toll.
It's heavy to think about, creating such incredible work, pouring your soul out and the world just shrugs. You almost wonder how he even kept going as long as he did.
And that's where Theo comes in again, right? That constant support, someone who truly saw him. But even that love couldn't conquer everything. It's a sad reminder that mental illness, it can be so powerful even when someone's brilliant, creative.
Absolutely heartbreaking. But then there's the story after the tragedy, almost a redemption, right? Theo's widow, Johanna, she takes up the torch, becomes this champion for Vincent's work.
And thank goodness for her. Imagine if she hadn't believed in it, fought to get it seen. The world might never have known Van Gogh. She organized exhibits, got his paintings into museums. Slowly, recognition started to build.
The power of art, and maybe the power of stubborn belief, huh? Even though Vincent didn't see success in his time, it broke through eventually.
It's a good lesson, I think.
Mm.
Greatness doesn't always fit the mold of its time, and sometimes it needs that advocate, that one person who won't let it die.
So we've covered a lot. His life, the highs, the lows, the art itself. But why does Van Gogh still hit us so hard today? People flock to see his paintings, buy prints, wear Starry Night on T-shirts. What is it about him?
Honesty, I think. Raw, unfiltered emotion in those brushstrokes. He wasn't hiding his pain, his struggles, but also the joy, the wonder. It's all laid bare, and that makes it universal. We connect to that humanness.
Like he's giving us permission to feel deeply, messily, without judgment. It's powerful, especially these days when everyone's supposed to be perfect, have it all together.
Exactly. In a world pushing that fake perfection, Van Gogh is like a breath of fresh air. It's okay to be broken, to yearn, to rage against the light, and still find beauty in it.
Such a vital message. I mean, even today, things feel chaotic, uncertain, right? And here's this guy from over a century ago saying, hey, it's all right to be lost, to struggle, to feel it all. And in those dark places, we can still create, find meaning, connect to something bigger.
That's the legacy, I think. Even in the darkest night, there's hope, there's beauty waiting to be found. And expressing ourselves through art, writing, whatever, that can be the path out, the connection to something beyond ourselves.
So next time you see a Van Gogh, really see it. Feel that energy coming off the canvas, the emotion in every brushstroke. It's not just a painting, it's someone's soul laid bare, who dared to live and feel with everything they had.
And maybe, like so many before you, you'll find yourself inspired to create, to find beauty in the unexpected, to live a life as vibrant, as meaningful as those colors Van Gogh brought to the world.